Hey guys, what's going on? What's up? And welcome back to the channel. Got just a few things accomplished. Feeling a little bit better now. Last week, my wife and I both were kind of under the weather. As you guys who follow me on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, you'll know that I did just a little bit of work on Saturday, and that kind of just wiped me out, and I wasn't able to do anything pretty much the next day, along with doing my mowing Friday, Saturday, keeping up on it. So there were a couple of things that I did get done. Is I did get my airlines all ran from, if you remember, I had to put a T on that side, and then they're just compression fittings. I ran my hose around this cross member here, back under through here, and then another compression fitting on top of that airbag there. Everything works good, tested it, got all my wiring harness laid back in place. I actually did go ahead and tape the tail lights on there in case I do want to drive it. I am able. And fifth wheel gooseneck pieces are all painted. What I did put on here was the rust reformer from Rust-Oleum, and then also a coat of semi-gloss on top of that. So this got 2 coats semi-gloss and a coat of the rust reformer from Rust-Oleum. So far so good on that. It has been out in the rain, other than a spot that I dragged something across and scrape the paint off. This has been out in the rain, and so far so good. I did go ahead and put some semi-gloss on the springs too, just to kind of coat those from that rust reformer after I cleaned all the rust off. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to this side over here also. The rear end, it doesn't look like there's anything coming through on it, so I'm happy with it. Probably going to do the diff cover too. The only thing I've got to do yet is do my trailer plug, take care of that, and then just gonna put the wire on there. Not gonna put the end on it yet, and kind of go from there. But today, AirDog time. I want to get the AirDog pretty much started. I don't know that I'm gonna have enough time tonight to finish it, but we're gonna talk about it, start getting it assembled, and start getting it on the truck. What I have here is the AirDog 24G. They are available on Instagram. They are available from AirDog and a bunch of different retailers and dealers that sell them. You can follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and they do have their own YouTube channel too. All that stuff will be in the link in the links in the description. It's just pretty much pureflowairDog.com. When you get your pump, you will have your wiring harness in there. And this is a complete harness with relay and fuse. You have your pump, and everything else just plugs right into the truck, and it runs just like your factory lift pump does. It's in the tank that you're going to take out. You get your hose. You get your draw straw for your tank. Your mounting plates. Your pump itself, and then you have your engine side, your return, and then your suction from your tank. And then this side right here is for your fuel pressure gauge. Which I have one of those too that I'm going to be installing and addressing later on. And then this is just all your small parts kit. You got your bracket in there, all your plumbing fittings, and your nuts and bolts. And then it does come with a service kit as far as O-rings. And then the manual is in there too. If I haven't said so, mine is in the house. One of the first things you need to do is I just have the spacer block, 2 bolts here on this outside plate, and I just have the pump sitting in the bracket itself. You need to go out to the truck and figure out where you want to put it and where you have clearance. A lot of guys will put them right in front of the tank right here on the frame rail on the inside, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to mount mine right here, just above the fillers, and then that will give me plenty of room and plenty of ground clearance because it is a 2-wheel drive truck, and I can go up to this high right here because right here is actually the bottom of the bed, so I can actually raise mine up pretty high if I want to. Just kind of flex these brake lines down. So mine is going to get mounted right here, right by the sending unit itself, and then I'll just run hose all the way up front there along with the wiring harness. All right, after you've determined where you want to mount your pump at, you can go ahead and start assembly on your brackets and putting your pump body in your pump bracket. All right, after you get everything assembled, these are a 7/16 and the pump brackets are a 1/2 inch. You need to get you a 3/4 deep well socket and get you a 5/8 deep well socket and put in your pump fittings, your feed and your return. This, you need to be very, very crucial with this to make sure and get the right torque spec. These are, your pump fittings are 120 inch-pounds or 10 foot-pounds, and your return especially is 60 inch-pounds or 5 foot-pounds. You want to make sure and put just a little bit of oil on the threads, and then especially on the O-rings, so as it goes into place it slides instead of binds. Like I said, these two fittings, which is your suction and your engine, is, well, this is your engine, this is your suction. And they do have it marked right on the top of the plate right here. It says engine on it. So you know that this side points towards the engine and goes that way. These two are 120 inch-pounds or 10 foot-pounds. The next one is the return, and it is 5 foot-pounds or 60 inch-pounds. Once again, make sure you put just a little bit of oil on that O-ring. Clean oil. And those are tight. They use those O-rings on there to help seal them up. Now the unit is ready to go on the truck. Alright, with all that done, it is ready to go back on the truck. I'm not going to put the pressure gauge in there, pressure gauge sensor in there yet. I'm gonna wait till it's mounted on the truck and possibly wait till the bed's back on, but that will be coming next. I think the last thing I'm gonna do tonight, since it is dark out now, is go ahead and get it mounted on the truck, and then tomorrow night we'll finish plumbing and wiring it. Like I said, I'm gonna mount mine right here by this bed mount. Just gonna move these brake lines down just a little bit. These are the emergency brake lines here, so they'll flex, no problem. And the pump will get secured by 3 3/8 bolts, so you need a 9/16 ratchet or an end wrench. All right, there's pretty much part one. With the days getting shorter, go back here. With the days getting shorter, it's just harder for me to get as much done in the day's time. I mean, it's pretty much dark now at 8 o'clock, maybe just a little bit before. So, I mean, as you saw, we installed the pump in the dark out here with my 2 Mechanic pod lights. But I do have it all installed. I've got it pushed up as high as it will go on the bracket, and then also pushed it up, clear up against the bottom of the frame with this bottom bolt right here. I ran both of my bolts in from the back side. I had to push this one down just a little bit just to get it past the tank right here. And then I ran these to the back side too, because you can see they're just a little bit long because this sandwiches the frame. And if you ran them this way, I would be hitting the tank in my application. Still got plenty of slack in the wiring harness there, and I still gonna have plenty of room to do my wire fittings right here. I need to get all this stuff soldered together. Another reason why I chose this area right here is because if you look at the bottom of the bed, that bracket that we mounted the pump is actually going to sit right in this area here. And so you have all of this real estate for that pump to sit in. So it's kind of mounted in the same place as what's on my second gen over there in the dark. So except for that one has a fast on it. But I thought this area for me and my application would be the best versus moving it completely forward. And if you look right there, you can see that it is actually just at the bottom of the frame, and the tank actually sits lower than what the pump filters do themselves. So just in case I do have a few people ask me, which I may, the reason I went with AirDog on this one is because of 2 reasons: customer service and customer service. No, I'm just teasing. The main reason is customer service, and the next reason is they're right next door to me in Indiana, and it runs so much quieter than what the Fast does on my truck. I've got an old Red Top HD on my second gen. When that one goes out, I'll probably put an AirDog in it also. And for me, customer service is everything. They helped me before I was even a customer. So to me, that says everything, and it makes their product probably the best on the market in my mind. So anyway, that's one of the reasons why I chose AirDog, and I do appreciate everything that they do over there. And also, I opened up the box, and huge shout out to Kevin and CJ for putting my second gen on the cover of their instruction manual. I'm just kidding, that's not my truck, but I opened that up and I thought it was ironic. So anyway guys, I do appreciate you watching very, very much. Tomorrow night is part 2. We'll finish that up, get the plumbing done, get the wiring done, and also get the draw straw put in the tank. I'm gonna go over that too why I'm gonna use the draw straw instead of going with the sump. So until tomorrow night, guys, hit that like button to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already done so. And we'll talk to you guys later on. Bye-bye.